I made a book, an art prompt book, and there is a lot to do. We have to get started. Oh, this is so exciting. For the start date, I actually want to pop the day that we did the cover on, because technically that was the first day of using it. 1st November. This book, I think we might finish faster than the Create This book. Every single episode is going to be different. We're going to have fun with it. We're not going to create incredible masterpieces. Might be a little bit overboard. Look at the size of it. The Create This book episodes are very similar each time. We get together and create 2 or 3 pieces. Sometimes there are themes that decide the kind of art we create or the medium that we use. They follow quite a similar pattern. The How Much Art Can You Make series is going to be a little bit different. This one is filmed like a daily doodle diary episode, a little bit of a vlog as we get started in the new prompt book. Some could be like the Create This book, it could be art processes, could be art challenges, they could be themed around certain things. They could be a little bit weird, and sometimes we might take the book outside. Every episode is going to be different. I would like to think we're going to complete the art prompt book within a year, but art prompt books take a while. I mean, there's 100 prompts. Not going to rush it, and of course I want to have fun. A lot of love and time went into this book. The next page is a bit awkward because it's me. Maybe I should just write it again. Oh, how dumb is that? Didn't really think that through. The little introduction and the contents page. I think we're going to start with Who Are You? I'm going to be switching it up. We're going to go to each chapter and then only go about 4 or 5 prompts ahead each time. So it's kind of in order in each chapter. How you want to complete it is completely up to you. We can choose a chapter that fits the video type, the theme, or how I'm feeling. And with Who Are You, we have the first prompt, which is, which artist are you? Create a piece that encompasses you. I like watercolor, but we're going straight in the book, so that might not work. I like splatters, I like negative space, I like surreal, landscapes, portraits. I think we'll pick some art supplies from this box. The lovely people at Who actually sent me this box as a thank you. No strings attached whatsoever, but there are some art supplies in here that I haven't used before, and I thought that might be fun. These outline markers looked a little bit odd. Fine liners I don't think will help. You know what, should we just create like a crazy glittery page? I think that might be fun. Yeah, let's use those. These look very interesting because I've tried one and they are kind of like bullet acrylics. They're very strange. I've only tested it a little bit. Let's pop a transfer sheet behind just in case it goes through. I think the art that shows me as an artist is what we create for the Daily Doodle Diary, the way we create it on the spot. Something surreal. Okay, why don't we grab green, orange, let's give it a go. And we also want it to be a little bit negative space. Don't know how we're going to achieve that, but we're going to try and figure it out. Maybe we could add a frame as well. Oh, okay, so that's where the outline comes in. That's kind of what it looks like. So I think we need to add the frame first, just so we know roughly where we're going. I want this first piece to be very loose. So we'll pop this in place here, like some flowers or something, because we're going to be drawing around it. I do not have a plan. I don't know what we're going to do, but maybe we should add some grass as well. Maybe like this or something. Yeah, and then a little bit more of the grass up top. Okay, that's not very grassy. And then we're going to loosely color the rest in, because if you've watched a Daily Doodle Diary episode before, you'll know that this kind of style comes up a lot. This is where my brain goes if I don't have anything planned, so I feel like it makes sense to be for this prompt. It's who I am as an artist if that's what I come up with when I think of creating a piece. That's kind of how I interpret it, like where does my mind go? And I do like glitter, I do like metallic, so I think that makes sense too. Maybe a blue, maybe we'll add like a river or something. Oh, it looks so strange, doesn't it? What if we have a little bit of a lake over here and then the river is what's coming down here? Oh, that is so weird. It looks like silver. I kind of love it. This page is gonna look so weird, I can already tell. I'm very messily filling this in. This might be the weirdest art supply. No, I think Inktense is still the weirdest, but this is up there. You kind of need the gaps for the blue to show. If you fill in too much, it will just be silver. Oh, a rainbow. Yes, let's grab some lovely colors for a rainbow. Ooh, I actually don't know what color that is. Yeah, it's not an accurate rainbow, so I hope you're not expecting an accurate rainbow. But I still feel like they're different tones, right? And then we've got a lovely purple. I think this is the one that we're gonna end on here. And then we need to really try and pull this together. Okay, what if we grab this yellow? And this is where we can pop our sun. And then we also want to add a little bit here, I think. Although we do have another green. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do it a little bit closer here. So this section is also going to have the flowers and the grass. We can do the same again. We can do random flowers and then just loosely color it in. Oh yeah, it definitely tones the silver then, because that is like a little bit orange. And whilst we will create actual proper good pieces in this book, I feel like the first page should almost be a bit silly, fun and happy, and set the tone for the book. Maybe this green and this green to do the hills. So we'll do the darker one at the back here, just to separate that section a little bit. And once again, I might do this one the same as the red, like really, really big pieces of grass, just to have some slightly different patterns in here. And the final section here is going to be flowers, same as the others, just like a little bit of grass, but mostly the flowers. Maybe like this to show it's a sun, cartoony, because then we're just going to have the sky behind and the frame around the outside. So we have these two blues, some negative space clouds. So I'll pop these in. These are going to stay white, and then we're going to color in around them. Maybe a tiny bit here. If we already painted it a different color, I wonder what it would look like. We can't do it now, but that might look cool. This is so extra, like this is so shiny. Oh, this is crazy. It's such a weird medium as well. Every single one of these prompts here were hand drawn. Took a long while and it was hard to get right, but I think it was completely worth it because it kind of fits the piece better than I think something like an actual font would have. So I'm really happy that I made that decision. I didn't realize that they would be so silver, to be perfectly honest. I thought they were a little bit more the blue. Why don't we add a little bit of checkerboard around the outside? So we then grab like a different color, but we leave the gap in the middle white. Oh, this page is so weird. Maybe another one of the blues down here. You could also do this weird kind of lime green yellow. Okay, so the prompt is, which artist are you? Create a piece that encompasses you. In 20 minutes, I think we've done just that. This piece is colorful, chaotic, it's metallic, shiny, glittery. It's super extra and also a little bit messy, and that's kind of my art style completely. A little bit surreal, a little bit of negative space. Very difficult to show you what we've actually made. There you go, you can just about see it. Oh, I can't wait to see what else we create. This is what it looks like up close. We need a transfer sheet because we're going straight in the book. The chapter is what's the style? And the next prompt is what's best, stripes or spots? This is the sketch. You might be able to guess what we're drawing. A little bit wobbly, we're drawing this cheetah. I guess this eraser might help if you can make out what it is. Rub out the lines a little bit. Because looking at this reference, we're gonna need a lot of similar tones. Like yellows, oranges, browns. All of these quite muted colors. I think they're gonna be perfect. But we've also got the background. It's looking yellow, but maybe we should go a bit more green. Yes, let's start here. Let's start with the background first. I don't have much of a plan. We are adding green. We're using various shades of green. Not completely filling in the background because we want to give the illusion of grass. So it's a little bit patchy. That's fine, we can work with it. We don't want this part to be super defined because the focus needs to be on this animal. And speaking of, maybe a bright yellow and some browns. Oh, Don't know what that's about. Just pop it back in. I'm gonna say it now. I'm not the best with alcohol markers. I've used them for a while, but somehow I just can't quite get the hang of them. I really enjoy them as a medium, but you know when you just have one medium that you always find difficult and you never feel like you truly understood it? Yeah, this is what I have with alcohol markers. I use them a lot. I like them. We have filled so many pages in the Create This book with alcohol markers, but I still wouldn't say that I know how to use them to this day. We're going straight on this paper. This is Amazon paper because it's printed through Amazon, and honestly it's holding up pretty well. Like, I want to try a lot of different mediums on it. Ideally I would like to work in this book directly a lot, just because the Create This book has gotten so big at this point. I think if we can work straight on the page like every other page and then stick some in, I think that will be a pretty good system with this book. Unfortunately, alcohol markers do go through the page, so I always try and work directly in the book with them and then just stick something down on the other side. And I'm really playing with using lots of different colours. You can see there's just block areas of bright yellow and then the darker browns. Obviously we want the eyes to be quite in focus. Those lines need to be pretty sharp, but when it comes to the fur, we want to have a really colourful base. I think that's what we're going for. And then a bit of dry brushing on top. There are some details, of course, like the little nose and mouth, the markings and spots. This is a little baby cheetah, so it needs to look extra cute, of course. And of course we do have the middle of the spine to contend with. Unfortunately it did just end up right in the animal's face. Yeah, that just happened. I don't think it looks too bad though. I think we can work with it just by adding some more individual lines on top to really make it look like fur. And of course the spots. When I see a prompt like this with the option to go for spots or stripes, okay, the first thing I thought of was actually gingham. I thought of a picnic blanket, which is neither spots or stripes. And then with spots you can easily go into clothing. Stripes can be everywhere really. You can even see stripes in nature in things like trees if you're looking out for them. That's the route that I went with the Peachtober 24-hour challenge. You might have seen it a few months ago. So this one's a bit different and we need some more colours, like a darker green and maybe a purple. This is the purple I always reach for when I want to add shading to a piece. I don't know why, but purple is my favourite shadow colour. I feel like you generally either reach for a blue or a purple, or maybe a green if you're feeling a little bit extra. But for now, I think it's time to add that highlight. That lovely bright white highlight in the eyes, of course, to complete this cute little animal drawing. Oh, what do you think? Did I manage it? Did I actually manage to create something that looks pretty good with alcohol markers? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I know what the next prompt is and I'm a little bit scared because we are heading to chapter 4, How About a Challenge? Why the Other Hand? Create using your non-dominant hand. And we have a loose sketch already. I've gone for a macaw. I had this photo on my phone. Let me show you. And I'm thinking this might be the easiest thing to attempt with my left hand. For reference, I don't use my left hand for anything. I can't. But these birds are pretty iconic, especially as far as parrots go. So shall we use alcohol markers? I don't know. Well, of course we need a lovely red. Ooh. Vermilion would be a good base. Do you know what? Let's just grab colours. Darker red. Then we need a green. Something like this maybe. Maybe a couple of turquoise colours before going into a blue. With alcohol markers, you can always go darker, but you can't go lighter. Mustn't forget this. Yeah, just ignore that, ignore that. I don't really want to crack the spine, but like, please, it's not being flat. That feels weird. There are feathers, doesn't have to be completely smooth. Maybe we'll go a little bit like this. Oh, as long as it looks like a feather shape, like intentional, I think it will be okay. I tell you, I haven't done this since I was a child. I literally don't use this hand at all. It's really hard to try and go quickly as well. It just feels so strange. I guess we can always add definition afterwards, but just filling in the areas. Alcohol marker never looks good on the first layer. Green kind of starts about here, although I don't think these two colours are going to blend. Oh no. Back to red actually. And then we go back to almost green. Back to red. Why is it so all over the place? Why can't I keep it still? Yeah. We'll go back to green and then we'll try and start the transfer to blue. Why is it so shaky? And then this is the greenest blue shade that I picked up. Oh, that is like far darker than I thought it'd be. Oh, it could be a caricature. Not too bad, this colour. I'm gonna pop it here. I quite like it. And then I think we need to blend somehow. Oh, this is so tricky. Possibly there's like a little bit of blue here. It's hard to tell in the photo. Here, just like into green, and then I think we go back to red for the rest. Yeah, it's not really gonna blend, is it? I guess if we're just filling in areas, maybe we should do this next. Like little lines here a little bit as well. Cold or warm grey here. Something for the eye, something for the claws, and then we'll need to fix it. And also the background. Green grey, that could be fun. I think we can reuse the same blue for the eye. Maybe a darker colour for the claws. Then should we do a little bit of dry brushing around the outside? Okay. Gosh, I can't even do this. Okay, we'll pop a little bit of warm grey here. Oh, that is darker than I thought it would be, so I guess we'll move it down. Colours do look a little bit different on this paper though, because it is Amazon paper as opposed to the swatches that are on a Hoohoo paper. Don't know what colour this is going to be though. Oh, that is darker. And go a little bit around the eye maybe. This one. And it goes on the bottom part. Kind of overlaps. I'm just like forcing myself to try and be faster. Like my hand just can't do it faster. Grab the cold grey and hope it's gonna go lighter as it dries. Claws, the feet. I think they're all gonna be cold grey too. They have like a bit of patterning on. Just like over the top of a light grey. Okay, it's a little bit blunt, but we'll take it. I'm like too heavy-handed. I can't go gently enough to get a point. Oh, that is a bit bumpy. Maybe a little bit there as well, because it is attached to something. There we go. Hopefully it will just blend out a touch. I picked up these two colours for the background. Just a bit of dry brushing, I thought. I understand that this is yellow. Oh my, why is the chisel end so difficult? I just can't do it. I mean, I can't do it very well with my actual right hand. Maybe we make it look intentionally bad. Sure, why not? Piece of tree here, but wiggly again, so it kind of looks intentional. It's definitely loose, that's for sure. Now, I do have geranium, but I think that might be a little bit too dark. And it kind of goes around here. Yeah, kind of like that, maybe. Maybe we add like a little bit here too. I lost my bearings. I don't know if I ever had them actually. Some squiggles just to show there might be feathers. Add a little bit of a shadow to each of the claws. I think we want to do even more feathers just to kind of add a bit of a mid-tone. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, this is one of the hardest prompts in the book, to be honest. The challenge ones are a little bit difficult, but that's kind of what they're supposed to be. Like, they are supposed to make you think. And right now we're using a different hand, but we're also trying like random doodly line work that I haven't really done outside of the daily doodle diary. And I kind of like it. And I just thought, why don't we grab some of the green that's in here and add it to the background just to make it a bit more cohesive. We pop it over some of the green areas just to add a little bit more dimension. I don't know if this is making it better. Normally I wouldn't do it the wrong way around like this, but there we are. And maybe actually grabbing this dark red, all of these feathers in, even though they're supposed to be different colours, I think the loose line work kind of works better than changing the colour, to be honest. Alright, this is a little bit chaotic. Okay, we did it! We created using only the non-dominant hand. Oh, here it is! This is the macaw. Kind of works. Like, I'm kind of impressed. It turned out so much better than I thought it would. Like, look at all of these details up close. I cannot wait to work through this art prompt book. For this next prompt, we're actually doing a live stream. The last time I did one of these was in June for the shop launch. But this time we're taking a fun style that I've done before on the plant pot, slightly abstract. For the prompt, which ball is bouncing? Draw the sport. It's a silly idea made up of lots of blocks of a person playing basketball. Had a lot of fun chatting with you, so thank you if you joined. The medium is watercolor. Yes, this cute little Kuretake Ganzi Tambu straight in the book. So we need water, we need a sheet. This is gonna be the ultimate test. In Where Has It Gone, the first prompt is about gathering items. We're not gonna be able to do that. So let's move on to page 2. Where are the candles? Around for centuries, but which will you draw? Ah, look at the little witch. Oh, I don't know where to take this prompt. I mean, when I think of candles, I do think of old candles. Maybe a little bit whimsical. Maybe like this, like a forest. Could that work? Oh, this is the palette. We haven't got orange or red. We've only got yellow. Kind of yellow. Okay, we're gonna try. We'll see how it goes. Well, I guess candles have a pretty distinct shape, so as long as we get the shape correct, maybe it will look a little bit like a candle. But right now it's looking pretty questionable. We got like a bright green background, some weird little pastel yellow pieces in the foreground, splotches of blue. I don't really know what's going on here. We're gonna try and build up the layers and see what we can make of it. Honestly, all I want to do is test this Amazon paper, test how many mediums it can handle. The acrylic marker was good. There was a little bit of bleed through on the other side. I guess it was more like ghosting, and obviously alcohol marker goes through. But the biggest question mark I've had for the longest time is, what about watercolor? I have tried it before in the 24-hour challenge where we completed a coloring book in 24 hours. I've also used it in my friend Cassie, the Cassie Projects. I've used it in her prompt books quite a few times. But because this book is smaller, I really want to know if the pages will warp as much, because, okay, this is a silly reasoning, but a lot of the book is attached because it's portrait. So maybe it won't warp as much as opposed to the slightly larger square ones. That's what I'm thinking, and that's why I want to give this a try. Right now, with the Create This book being, I want to say it's about half full. I think we've completed about half of it. There is no way that I could try this in there. I would be so scared of wetting the pages and destroying it. So this is the right time. We've got a brand new book. Oh, maybe we could try Neocolors as well. It does have a little bit of ghosting as time goes on, I've noticed in the Daily Doodle Diary. But I guess if we're sticking something in on the other side, then maybe it's okay. I think that's still inevitable. Like, if you want to protect your pieces, you should still stick some things in rather than just hoping it won't affect what's on the other side. But if we can get a good half of the book directly in here, that's a goal. It means it won't get too big too quickly. And this piece, like, I can kind of see it, right? You can kind of make out the illusion of candles in a forest with a limited color palette, a very strange, unique color palette. Of course, it needs some splatters to tie it together, but I think it's worked. And I think I might be onto something because the warping is less than a bigger sketchbook. Oh, so exciting. Well, I hope you've enjoyed joining me in the new art prompt book. Look after yourself, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.